Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. So right now it is approximately 6:42 a.m. and the current date is Saturday, January 16th, 2016. And I wanted to actually talk about one of my favorite goddess-themed tarot decks. And it's been a while since I've used this, but I'm looking forward to reconnecting with it over the next few days, actually. So first, I want to show you the silk scarf that I use to house this particular tarot deck. And the reason why is because it's such a full-color tarot deck that I felt that it needed to have a black and white cloth in which to house it. So it is called the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, and it was created by Fiona Morgan and illustrated by a whole slew of living goddesses of art. This is the back of the card design, and not surprisingly, and notice it's round. There aren't a lot of round tarot decks, and it's been my intention to own virtually every round-carded tarot deck. And I have almost all of them. There are a few new ones, or newer ones, that I have yet to purchase. And there is one that I would love to like. I would love to love the artwork, but it doesn't do it for me. I'm not going to mention it because I know that artists are very sensitive, or as one of my favorite living goddesses of song, Erykah Badu, once said, "Now keep in mind that I'm an artist, and I'm sensitive about my shit." So, so I don't want to offend that artist by mentioning the round tarot deck that he or she illustrated that I just can't like. And I would love, like I said, I would love to love the artwork, but there are some tarot decks that they just don't do it for me. And there really is nothing wrong with that. I've been saying for years that a tarot deck, or for that matter a divination deck or an oracle card deck, are just like crystals. We don't choose them, they choose us. So if a tarot deck, if a card deck, just to be general, if a card deck wants to work with you and its energy is in alignment with ours, it's going to come to us. That's just all there is to it. We will either find it, it will find us, we will be divinely guided to go to where it is being sold, we will receive it as a gift, or we will literally find it. So I'm not necessarily going to go through all the cards, but I am going to go through several of them, such as my Celestial Mother. It never ceases to amaze me how many tarot decks depict the ancient Egyptian goddess Osset, who is more commonly known as Isis, as in Lady Isis, on the priestess card, or well, in this case, the priestess card, but it's traditionally called the High Priestess, and it's just amazing. What is interesting about this deck is that it has 75 cards, and it is a very woman-oriented deck, meaning it's feminist, it's woman-oriented. Fiona Morgan is an out and proud lesbian. In fact, I remember when Walden Books was in existence, I wanted to order the deck, and the manager at the time of this particular branch was a little bit shocked when she saw a lesbian erotic cookbook written by Fiona Morgan. And I was like, I had no idea she was a lesbian. No, that's not true, because in her books, she's written about her love of being around other women. But I didn't really know about the lesbian erotic cookbook until that manager mentioned it. I was like, oh, okay. And no, I don't have the book. Now, if it was The Gay Man's Guide to Erotic Cooking, then, that'd be one that I would happily purchase. Notice the cards are round, and they are renamed. For example, the Dreamer, if I am not mistaken, is traditionally called the Fool. Seven of Flames would be the same as the Seven of Wands. Pentacles continues to be Pentacles. And I love that on the this is subtitled Madama. And it's funny because this is not the kind of Madama that I normally see. The Madama that I normally see looks like Aunt Jemima. And she's wearing either blue and white gingham or red and white gingham. Ma Wu, the Empress card. And it's so funny because, you know, I find it fascinating because, you know, having Doreen Virtue's Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, that was another representation of Ma Wu. This is obviously a more, I don't want to use the term explicit, but this is a more, this is a different image. And of course, from an archetypal perspective, the Empress card does represent a mother, either the client's mother or somebody in the client's life who has very strong maternal energies. Two of Blades, as in Two of Swords. I believe the Celebration card is more commonly known as Judgment. I don't remember because I'm still reconnecting with this deck. Cups are still cups. And I love that this card is called Coyote Woman, also known as the Trickster. And look at this gorgeous star goddess on the star card. Life Weaver, Spider Woman. Of course, this is the Wheel of Fortune. And the only card that depicts a male image, Pan. This is a very unique image of Pan. I've never seen a Pan of color, you know. I've only seen Pans that are more white. But I love that this Pan looks of color, or technically multiracial. And of course, you know, all those goats, because Pan is one of the original horny goats. I love, oh, and that's another thing. In this deck, the court cards are Maiden, Mother, and Crone. For example, Crone of Blades would be equivalent to the Queen or the King of Swords in a more traditional tarot deck. And I love the different, oh, that's my alarm. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I need to do something in a few minutes. So I love how it has astrological associations, in this case Aquarius. And also it has two indigenous goddesses represented. So one is Ixchel, who is the Mayan moon goddess of motherhood and of divine healing, and Eagle Woman. In the Native American cosmology, the eagle represents spirit, as in Great Spirit, which is the usual or the traditional term for God in the Native American cosmology. This card is called Kali, the Awakener, as in Kali Ma, the Hindu goddess of creation and destruction. And this is also a card where all of the cards have subtitles. So Nine of Blades or Nine of Swords is subtitled Criticism. Ten of Pentacles is subtitled The Harvest, which is so appropriate because traditionally the Ten of Pentacles represents wealth and opulence. So this is definitely a very bountiful and holy harvest. Mother of Pentacles, Taurus. This would also be technically equivalent to the Queen of Pentacles, and it depicts Great Corn Mother, and it also depicts the association with the sun sign Taurus. See right here, Taurus. It's so funny because Taurus is a very maternally oriented sign, and I've often said that Taurus has a lot of similarities to Cancer, the sun sign Cancer. And here is another tarot deck that depicts Kali on the Five of Wands, or in this case, Five of Flames, as You may recall I reviewed the Universal Goddess Tarot, which was created by Maria Carati and illustrated by Antonella Platano. And in that tarot deck, the Five of Wands depicts Pele. Pele is the Hawaiian volcano goddess. Six of Cups, compassion. I love that these women have gathered to bring healing to this woman by the laying on of hands. And then, of course, in a place where there is a flowing body of water, the ocean, and great healing. You know, I've often, when I've engaged in public ritual and in private ritual, and I call the quarters, I've often referred to the West and the water as the province of love, intuition, and healing. So laying on of hands is a very ancient healing technique, healing method, and being in nature is also very healing, physically and emotionally. The Wise One. This would be equivalent to the Hermit, if I'm not mistaken. I love the Stonehenge at the bottom of the card, too. Or what looks like a Stonehenge. Because I'm not going to say that that's Stonehenge in England. Now, this is one of the more lesbian-oriented tarot cards. It's the Lover's card. But notice there's a lot going on with both a woman's physiology and two women who are connected via their... Because if you look at the embrace, they are not only connected via their heart chakras, they're connected via their vaginas. So it's definitely... Or their yonis. I'm going to use the term yonis. So it's a very beautiful and tasteful expression, for me anyway. And mind you, I am a gay man, so I don't normally associate with these, feminine parts. But I find it to be very tasteful and very beautiful. And certainly to a lesbian or a bisexual woman, it's very erotic. So, and of course, Aphrodite, the lovers, so, Six of Flames, Bastet, play, as in sacred play. And this is actually another goddess-themed deck that associates the word play with Bastet. Because, remember, Nancy Blair wrote it best, stated it so appropriately in her book, Goddesses for Every Season. And she wrote that she aspires to engage in the 3 seasons of the cat: eat, sleep, and play. I love this goddess. Norse goddess of winter, Skadi. And the card is called Mother of Blades, and it's astrologically linked to the sun sign Libra. I love Skadi. I love winter, so... And now we're experiencing real winter in my area. It's cold, and we had a little bit of snow the other day. Nothing lasted. It was very light flurries that were gone before they even hit the ground, but it snowed. This is the other Lover's card, which is a little less explicit and graphic, but no less tasteful and no less beautiful. And I love the pink border because pink and green are traditionally heart chakra colors. Another goddess-themed tarot deck that depicts Amaterasu, the Japanese goddess of the rising sun, on the Sun card. And of course, again, as those of you who watched my video of my review of the Universal Goddess Tarot, she's on the Sun card too. Although in that tarot deck she was more clothed. Six of Pentacles, success. I love the race between the two women that are in wheelchairs, and one is breaking the finish line. I love the massive amounts of support from the other women in the stands. And some cards do have a bit of a dark image to them, like 5 of blades or 5 of swords. It's called the Hurricane. It's a very dark card. It's like, this is one sad bitch. 1 of flames, or Ace of Wands, creation. And I love this woman just dancing into the flames like she's pure fire. It's like, I'm going to be this. I am this. Maiden of Cups, Pisces. Mami Watu, also known as Mami Wata, the mermaid. Ah, yes. Shakti, the life dancer, on the World card. Love this card. Love the energy. Love the imagery. I love the whole thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. I'm looking forward to reconnecting with this deck. I'm looking forward to working with it again. If you have this deck, let me know. If you are buying this deck now after watching this video, let me know. And certainly tell me what you think about, I'm having a moment of lacking eloquence. Okay, so number 1, if you have this video, I would love to hear your experiences with it. Number 2, if you buy this deck after watching this video, or if you had every intention of buying this deck before you even knew about this video, let me know. And if you've had this deck for a while, let me know if you haven't used it in a while, if you only use it on special occasions, because I actually like hearing that as well. There is, I've discovered through using the Fenestra Tarot, which I have not officially reviewed, but I mentioned in previous videos as a deck that I would use at various events, specifically the Oracle of Dreams Tarot and Astrology Salon at Catland in Brooklyn, that it's become a mediumship deck for me. And I find that when I use the deck in a reading, a deceased loved one in the client's life comes through. My guinea pig is somebody that I hold in high esteem, and it turned out that I was beginning to receive messages from that individual's deceased. I don't remember offhand if it was his grandmother or his great-great-grandmother, and I believe it was on the maternal side. I don't remember offhand, because with a lot of those of you that have had readings with me, you know that I channel so much, and it's like, people will ask me to repeat something. I'm like, repeat what? What did I say? And really, I don't remember, because it's like something is going on, and I'm like, I'm not entirely there. And I've come to notice it in other people. Recently I was shown a photograph of the late and great Lady Olivia Robertson, who co-founded the International Fellowship of Isis. And the photograph of her is majestic and beautiful. And looking at her face, I knew that she was not there. Like, her body was there, but there was a goddess that was in her, that was speaking through her. Even though it was a photograph as opposed to a video, I'm like, okay, she's not there. And the person who showed it to me was like, what do you mean she's not there? She's there. And I'm like, no. I mean, there is someone in her at that moment that this photograph was taken. So physically she is there, but at the time that this photograph of the late, great Lady Olivia Robertson was taken, her essence, her soul was not there. It was traveling, or it was taking a little break, because there was another being, another energy that was in her. And it would be very easy for me to say that it was Osset, Isis. Could have been Breed. Lady Olivia Robertson was Irish. But definitely, I believe she was Irish, but definitely there was a strong, powerful, energetic presence radiating through her when that photograph was taken. So there are times when I'm conducting a reading or a private class or a group class or even an energy healing treatment, and Robert's on a little break. Robert's, traveling around the cosmos. So anyway, thank you, YouTube. I'm going to conclude this video now. I wish all of you many blessings. May all the goddesses of the Daughters of the Moon Tarot bless you and yours with love and light and life, prosperity, protection, and peace, honor, wholeness, and healing. Thank you.